Welcome to Rewatch and Rank. On this channel, we rewatch older TV shows, provide a summary and opinion on the episode before ranking each episode against each other. Today's episode is Gekkan Shoujo Nozaki-Kun episode 13. Is that handsome guy a friend or a boyfriend? And this is the first episode of the specials for Gekkan Shoujo Nozaki-Kun. And these specials are 3 minutes long, around about there. And because they're so short, the format of this video may be slightly altered to what is typical for regular season episodes because of that. So we'll get into the episode in a nutshell, which is basically a summary of this like 2.5 minute episode. So this episode is basically a carryover from the festival when Wakamatsu decided that Seo and Kashima may be in a relationship with each other. So he asks Nozaki, who is completely unhelpful and decides to make a relationship chart for his manga characters, turning it into a manga plot, but then sidelining Seo as kind of a bit part. Then he goes and asks Hori, who asks him if the hot guy that like the hunky guy that he had seen with Seo, if they were more or less handsome than the drama club's Kashima. Before then, it switches gears into Hori asking Wakamatsu if he'd like to come on the drama club's summer trip, as there are plenty of people coming who are not actually part of the drama club because it is a pretty casual trip, and that letting him know that Wakamatsu is also coming. Sorry, not Wakamatsu. Nozaki's also coming and is actually very excited about it, as we then see Nozaki kind of covered in gold with little flowers coming off of him, super excited that he might see, girls being hit on the beach, or hunks coming along, or, you know, sleep time fights and things like that. Basically, manga scenarios at this beach trip that he can then use as inspiration. We then move on to Kashima and Mikoshiba talking with Sakura, who is surprised that Mikoshiba is actually going on the drama club trip, asking him if he realizes that there will be like strangers there because he's so shy. And he says that it's no problem because Kashima's coming with him, and Sakura reminds him that as Kashima is a girl, she'll be in a different room, different bathing scenario. He's going to be with like all these guys, and we just see Mikoshiba pure panic on the face, and that is this episode. Which brings us to the rankings. Now, I mentioned that the format for the specials may be different, and at first I was going to keep the mostly objective ranking in play. However, because they are so short, there's no time for character development, there's no new characters coming in, there's no real differences in relationships or anything like that. Like, it's just not worth it. Probably every episode would end up as 0 simply because there just isn't enough content for the chart to apply. So I have decided for these special episodes that they're only going to be ranked on the personal list. As mentioned, because there's not enough to be able to use the objective list. Which brings us now to then my personal ranking for the season 1 ranking, or it's not the season 1 ranking, sorry, the specials rankings so far. And obviously, this is the only episode, so it's going to be in first. Is that handsome guy a friend or a boyfriend? Now, I have to keep in mind that there's only so much that they can put into a little tiny episode. So I may be a bit more generous with these than I would be on a longer episode, but I feel like in what they packed in quite a bit of different character interactions. They managed to make me laugh a couple times, especially with Mikoshiba's look at the end of the episode, Nozaki's excitement, Wakamatsu's still kind of worried over Seo's relationship status while still claiming to hate her. And so, because they were able to pack so much in and there were moments that did make me chuckle out loud, I decided to give this episode a 7 out of 10 because I'm being generous. That then brings us to our series ranking so far, and on our mostly objective ranking, season 1 is set in stone at 69.17%. As mentioned, we are not doing the specials on the mostly objective ranking, so we're just going to move on to the personal ranking where we have season 1 at 70% is the final score, and the specials so far have a score of 7 out of 60. So with that, we've now rewatched and ranked Gekkan Shoujo Nozaki-Kun episode 13. Is that handsome guy a friend or a boyfriend? Like and subscribe if you'd like to, and I'll see you in the next episode.